Hi, I'm Dave Koch. Welcome back to my channel. I am a commercial and architectural photographer here in Utah and been a photographer for, well, a long time. Before I was shooting architecture and real estate, I was a TV news photographer. So I've been through a lot of different photography jobs and I've seen a lot of different people come and go. And I've seen a lot of beginner photographers and kind of seen how they approach the job and what they think is important. And I'm going to address what I see as the 5 biggest lies beginner photographers tell themselves about their job and about photography in general. Number one is one I'm sure that we've all told ourselves, and that is, oh, if I only had better gear, I'd have more clients. And the truth is, clients don't hire you for your gear. They don't give a shit. Nobody cares what gear you use. I've said this before, I have a very expensive Arca Swiss head, and I use Really Right Stuff tripods, and they're very expensive. And nobody has ever hired me because I have those. Nobody even cares. You guys might care a little bit, but I could do the same thing with, a ball head if I had to, and a Belkin tripod or whatever. You buy the gear to make your job easier, and that is the truth of the matter. And sometimes it's gear acquisition syndrome, and I think if you're honest, you're always going to admit that there is a certain amount of gas in every purchase. But now that I regularly use an Arca Swiss Cube and a Really Right Stuff tripod, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It is the best, works flawlessly every single day. Every single time I pull it out, I have to do nothing to it, and it makes me happy. Camera wise, just to go back, I went from a Z6-1 to a Z6-2. The only reason I did that was because I bought a Z7-2 and I wanted the Z6-2 because they had matching menu systems. And I didn't want to learn one system for the 6 and one system for the 7. And that, I had the cash flow at the time, so I could justify it. And it was a good decision. And I have since sold the Z6 and kept the Z6-2 and 7-2, and that's great. Now I've moved up to the 8, and I really like the 8, and I think I'm probably just going to stick with the 8 and sell the 7 and the 6. But I'm doing that for a reason, and I'm justifying it. Whether I use the 6, the 6-2, or the 8, my clients don't care. All they care about is the images. I don't need to advertise. My work should speak for myself. Yeah, probably not. It's a noisy environment out there. There's lots of competition. And if you're not out there pushing yourself in advertising and in marketing and in social media, you're going to get rolled over so fast, no matter how good your images are. I don't even think the best images are why photographers get hired or rehired. More importantly, I think a lot of photographers get rehired because they're easy to work with, or in some cases just because that's the easy thing for the realtor to do. Oh, I already know this guy, there's his number, call him up. That's a lot of the truth about getting rehired. As long as you're easy to work with, you'll get rehired. But people, I think at my level, where I'm really more into the luxury sort of thing, it is more true. But at the beginning level, no, it's not. I think at my level, what I'm finding more and more is, I'll be in a room shooting and I'll hear the realtor telling the client, oh, he's won this and he shoots that, he shot this, and this is like the best photographer in Utah because of this, and this. And that makes me feel good, obviously. And I think I deliver pictures that are in that realm. But ultimately, if I was horrible to work with, I wouldn't get rehired. So don't think your pictures are going to get you hired or rehired. Think about all the things that come together. Your pricing, is your pricing consummate with the delivery, the pictures that you deliver? Are you easy to work with? Is your billing system easy to understand? Is it easy to book you? These are all things that come into play. If you're hard to book, if you don't have a website, if I can only book you by calling you, yeah, chances are you're not going to get a lot of rehires. Lie number 3, I'm too creative to worry about business. Yeah, one would hope that you have that problem. You know, it worked really well for the Disney brothers, Roy and Walt. Maybe you've heard of them. Walt did all the creative, Roy did all the business. If you have a second half, a brother, a spouse, something like that, to do your business, or you hire someone to do that, that's fine. But when you're just starting out and it's you and only you, no, you have to do the business. And the business needs to be 80% of what you do. And I know that doesn't sound fun or inviting, but if you're going to succeed, and that's, I guess, the key qualifier here, you can run a business and not be good at business. But if you're going to succeed at that business, you have to be good at business as well as photography, or have someone on your team that is, because that is more than half the business. Number 4 is one that hits really close to home because I was such a proponent of this, and now I see the falseness in it. And that is, my clients don't know what good photography is, so I'll do it for them even though they didn't ask for it. Obviously, that's very egocentric, and I'm just throwing out right now, yeah, I do have a bit of an ego, and that was the wrong way to show my ego. But you are being hired by the client to do a specific job, to fill a specific need. And it's not up to you to tell the client, you're wrong with your vision, I'll do it the right way. It's up for you to conform to what the client's needs are, because they know better. They may be wrong, but they know better what they want. And since they're ultimately paying your fee, they're the people you need to listen to. So you may be all over hashtag lights off gang. And, you know, and I am too, let's be honest. But there are times and places, number one, where lights do need to be on. And there are times and places where the realtor is right to say, I need the lights on, you shoot it that way. And if you go and shoot it with the lights off, you're wrong, not the realtor. So don't be holier than thou and think that you know everything and that your way is the right way and the realtor is wrong. Shoot the way the realtor tells you to. And then if you want, if you have the time or you're that convinced of it, shoot it your way too. Present both. But don't ignore what they're telling you to do, because ultimately they're paying your bills. Finally, and this is going to bring a lot of you down, and I apologize up front, but once I make it, I'm not going to have to worry about all this little shit anymore. No, that's not true. I don't know what the little shit is, whether you think that that's the accounting part of it, the business part of it, the social media part of it, or, you know, whether you mean, you know, once I'm doing $1 million homes, I don't have to worry about those $200,000 homes or those double wides or anything like that. And the thing is, yeah, you do. In my practice and the way I do business, at least, I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to push the envelope. I'm always trying to do something bigger, better, and do it more profitably. And that doesn't mean ignoring what I've previously done. So if if you ignore your social media, if you don't think you need to do that anymore, you'll see clients drop off. If you stop paying attention to the business, you're going to see your profitability fall. All of these things, the bigger you get, the more important they are, not the less important they are. And even though I shoot, $1 million homes and giant jets in Vegas and New York and things like that, I still go and shoot double wides in Magna. I shot, a home 2 weeks ago that was really not great shakes, but A, I have a relationship with that realtor, and B, they wanted to make it look as good as they could. And that's what I do. I make places look as good as they possibly can. And sure, my rates have gone up since when I used to shoot those regularly, and that realtor was willing to pay what that increased rate was for that look. But the bottom line is, you will always have to hustle. You will always have to be doing better than you did last week. And to me, that just goes right back to what I say at the end of every one of these videos. And that is, may your next shoot be your best shoot, because it's all about always improving and always hustling and always doing more and better for you, your clients, and for your art. So anyway, I would just wrap this up by saying, if you're the victim of any of these, we've all been there. We've all done that. We've all said that to ourselves. And just know, yeah, maybe not. The secret to success is not a better camera. It's not having the best clients. It's not anything like that. It's just continuing the grind and doing it day in and day out. And you'll look out and all of a sudden you'll go, oh, wow, look where I've gotten to. And that's a fun day indeed. Anyway, I am Dave Koch. I hope you learned something here. I hope this was helpful. I hope you will consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And I do hope that your next shoot is your best shoot.